Hi everyone. We have a little more to do on this. I want to just take a moment just to review something we've already talked about. In an equation for a circle, there's a lot of information we can glean out of that so that we can graph this circle. And to graph the circle, you got to identify two things. You got to identify the center and you've got to identify the radius. Well, as I look at this, x minus h. X minus, wouldn't that be -3 squared? So my x-coordinate is at -3. Y minus, ain't got nothing there. I'm going to put a 0 there. Y minus 0. So I got a center at -3, 0. And 16, isn't that 4 to the second power? Which is nice. That tells me my radius is 4. So I'm going to draw, here's my y-axis. I'm going to graph this doggone thing. -3, 0. I'm going to put -3, 0 down for my center. And I'm going to go 4 units above it. That is a point on the circle because the radius is 4. These are the easy ones. 4 to the right, 4 down, 1, 2, 3, 4 down, and 1, 2, 3, 4 this way. All right, let me see if I can draw a pretty circle. Okay, it's a little rougher for me to draw circles when I'm constrained by going through points. But that would be the graph of x plus 3 squared plus y squared equals 16. Every single coordinate on this circle, if you plug in the x and y, would satisfy this equation. That's the point. Now, that was nice. Let's ramp it up a little bit. And I've got to show you a new technique for you to be able to do this. The technique I've got to be able to show you. We've got to be able to somehow make it look like that form, like we just did, but it was a little easier before. We might have to use a technique called completing the square to finish these. And for instance, if I have this equation, x squared plus y squared plus 2x plus 6y equals -1. That looks nothing like this. I don't see parentheses, I do see squares, but there is a technique called completing the square that I want to explain to you right now so that we can make this look like this. What I want you to do first is let's put the x squared first, the 2x second, and then let's put a blank to add there. And then let's put the y squared. Let's put the 6y, and let's put another blank. We have to add things. We have to make it look like this, so we have to add to it. And then I got the -1 plus the first blank plus the second blank. Whatever I put here, I'm going to put here, because as long as I add it to both sides, we're still okay. Well, what is the number that's going to make this complete the square so I can write this? Well, the middle is 2x. The way you accomplish that is you take half of 2x, which is 1, and you raise that to the second power, which is 1. So I'm going to add 1 to this. I'm going to do the same thing here. You take half of 6. That is 3. You raise that to the second power. That is 9. Okay, forgot to say that if I'm putting 1 here, I'm going to put 1 there. If I'm going to add 9, I'm going to add 9 here. I'm telling you the numbers, the technique. So it's half of the second term's coefficient squared. That is the number that will complete the square when you have to complete the square. That is the key to completing the square. And remember, do unto one side as you do unto the other. So, when I took half of 2, I got 1. So I'm going to put the 1 here, and that'll be squared. When I took half of 6, I got 3. Put the 3 there, that'll be squared. Equals -1 plus 1, which is 0, plus 9, which is 9. This equation is equivalent to this equation. This equation is in this form, which tells me to put the center of this circle at -1, x minus -1 squared, and -3, y minus -3 squared. And to put the radius at the square root of 9, or 3, which is not a bad problem to graph now that we know this information. So if I go -1, -3, put the center down and go radius of 3. 1, 2, 3 to the right. 1, 2, 3 down. 1, 2, 3 to the left. 1, 2, 3 up. And just make a nice pretty circle there. That is the equation. And remember, this is what we started with. That's the graph. Now you might ask, when you're looking at this, what in the world happened to our 2 and our 6? And you might think, well, they went away. Well, they did not. Because let me show you what happens when we take x plus 1 squared. I'm going to FOIL. First, that's x squared. Outside, that's 1x. Inside, that is 1x. And last, that is 1. So that's x squared plus 2x plus 1. The 2x is still there. This is equal to x squared plus 2x plus 1. The 2x is still there, just not seeing it because we've rewritten it in factored form, in that square form. The same can be said for the y plus 3. You might be asking, what happened to this 6y in this? The 6y is in there. Because watch what happens when I go y plus 3 squared. Here, we'll use the box for you box people. Y times y is y squared. Y times 3 is 3y. Y times 3 is 3y. 3 times 3 is 9. That's y squared plus 6y plus 9. That 6y is still there. This is equal to this. I'm just writing it in that square form because it fits with our equations for circles. let me take this off. Let's try one more. Let's see. Can I shake the boat there? Rock the boat, I should say. I'm going to try the equation. Let's try x squared plus y squared minus 4y minus 32 equals 0. I want to graph that circle. It is the equation of a circle. And let me first of all just get the constant over here. Alright. Now, x squared, there is no other x term in this whole problem, so I'm going to just write x minus 0 squared plus y squared minus 4y plus something to complete this square. I need a constant to complete this square. Equals 32 plus whatever that's going to be. Well, I need to take the negative 4, trying to find a good place to write that, and I need to divide that by 2, and then I need to square that. Well, that's negative 2, and I'm raising that to the second power, and that's positive 4. Fill in the blank with positive 4, fill in the blank with positive 4. Let me erase this work. Remember, this is ay squared plus by plus c. To get that c value, you take the middle part, divide it by 2, and square it. So now let's write x minus 0 squared plus, remember when I took the half, y minus 2 squared. 32 plus 4 is 36. In business now to graph this. I know that the center is at 0, 2. X minus 0, 0 is the x coordinate, y minus 2, 2 is the y coordinate. And then I know the radius squared is 36, so the radius would be the square root of 36, which is 6. 0, 2 is right there. Radius of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 below. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 there. Alrighty. Got those points plotted just to give me some guidelines for making the circle. Alright. That's where I'm going to, whoops. You didn't even get to see my technique there. Alright, I'm going to stop this for now. We'll work on this some more, guys.